The South Asian countries of Nepal and India are places that we visited before here on FTD Facts, but in this episode we're exploring the differences between these two amazing countries where we can go ahead and celebrate their uniqueness. Hey guys, what's happening? My name is Leroy Kenton and welcome back to another episode of FTD Facts. We're adding this episode to our 10 Facts video series, so some of this information might seem familiar to some of you. Either way though, really hope you enjoyed this episode, but let's jump to the difference at number 10. Nepal is like the oldest country in South Asia. Nepal doesn't have an Independence Day or anything because it has never been conquered, and the original founding date of Nepal was September 25th, 1768. Now, fast forward to 1923, Britain declared Nepal's independence. But this was not because the British ruled Nepal, but it was because the country at the time was ruled by the Rana family, which supported the British Prime Minister at that time. Now for India, India is also known as the Republic of India, and India of course is located in South Asia, and it's the 7th largest country in the entire world by land mass area. Now the Republic of India got its independence from the United Kingdom back in the year 1947, and it's a well-known time period known as the partition of the Indian subcontinent. So as you can see, yes, India was under British rule, one of the big differences in their history when you compare it to Nepal. So take a look at this. This flag is the only one of its type, only flag of its type when it comes to a national flag for a country. Nepal is the only country in the world where its flag isn't square or rectangle. Now the current flag was adopted back in the year 1962, and it's a combination of two individual pennons, and apparently these were used by the different branches of the ruling dynasty. But when you look at the colors though, the red is a symbol of the bravery of Nepal, and it also represents the color of the rhododendron, which is Nepal's national flower. You also see the blue around the borders of the flag. That's a color that symbolizes peace. When it comes to the national flag of India, you know, it looks pretty similar to any other national flag for a country, shape-wise I'm talking about. Of course, the flag of India is a great symbol of pride for the people of India. Indian law also only allows the national flag to be made of khadi. The national flag is also commonly referred to as the Tiranga, which means three colors or tricolored, and it's made up of equal portions of saffron at the top, white in the middle, as well as green at the bottom. And at the center of the white portion of it, there's a wheel with 24 spokes, and these spokes are in the navy blue color, and it symbolizes the wheel of law. The saffron is a symbol of courage and sacrifice. The white color represents honesty, peace, and purity, and also the green represents faith as well as chivalry. Now let's talk real quick about the difference at number 8, the power situation. It's reported that Kathmandu, Nepal, which is the capital of Nepal, suffers from a lot of power outages. And these type of power outages used to also be pretty common in India, although it's no longer common there anymore. But over in Nepal, the hydro dams that produce electricity are low outside of the monsoon months, meaning that scheduled power in the middle of the winter can be as little as 2 hours per day. So it's sometimes throughout the year, this can be up to 8 to 12 hours per day with just no power. But if you are traveling to Nepal and you're staying in a hotel in Kathmandu or a place like Pokhara, Nepal, you'll more than likely be given sufficient power from a backup generator. Nepal has been taking some actions to reduce this, but yes, that also is a very big difference between the two countries. The next difference to look at is the difference in religion. So over in India, 79.8% of the religious population identify as Hindu, 14.2% identify with Islam, 2.3% are Christian, 1.7% identify with the religion of Sikhism, 0.7% with Buddhism, 0.4% with Jainism, and 0.9% identify with other religions. Over in Nepal now, it's also a Hindu majority country. 81.34% identify with the religion of Hinduism. Buddhism makes up 9.04%. Islam makes up 4.39%. Kirat is 3.04%, and Christianity sits at 1.41%. Difference number 6 is the currency. Nepal's currency is the Nepalese rupee. Now here's the thing, one Nepalese rupee equals 0.0082 US dollars, and these are based on the latest conversion rates. India uses the rupee as well, but it's the Indian rupee, and 1 Indian rupee equals 0.013 US dollars. So the purchasing power of the Indian rupee is a lot stronger than the Nepalese rupee. So we're halfway in this episode. We took a look at 5 differences between India and Nepal. We got 5 more to go, but before we get into the last 5, just a reminder guys to leave a like on this episode. It really helps out our videos and helps more people see them. Also, if you're new here to the channel and you're wondering, should you subscribe? Should you stick around? Yes, 100%. We post videos daily, so hit that subscribe button, ring that bell to be notified of our daily episodes. And that way, each and every single week, you can learn something new about our world, about culture, about religion, as well as a bunch of amazing people on our planet. All right, so let's jump back into things now. Difference at number 5 is the national animal. The national animal in Nepal is the cow, which is considered sacred to Hindus. And even though India is also a Hindu majority country, the Bengal tiger was declared as the official animal of India back in April of 1973. And that was all with the intention to protect the Bengal tiger population in India. Next difference is the size. For Nepal, its population currently sits at over 29 million people, and that puts its population density at 203 people per square kilometers. Nepal has a total land area of 147,181 square kilometers. For India, their population is a lot bigger at 1.3 billion people, and its population density sits at 464 people per square kilometer. India is also a bigger country when it comes to land area. It sits at 3,287,263 square kilometers. When we look at the differences between the imports and exports, this is how they match up against each other. For Nepal, their top exports are flavored water, knotted carpets, as well as non-retail synthetic staple fiber yarns. And their top imports are refined petroleum, silver, as well as planes, like airplane parts. Now for India, their top exports are petroleum products, textile goods, which is probably a given, as well as chemicals. Now their top imports are crude oil, machinery, and gems. We got 2 more differences to look at. We're going to switch gears a little bit for these. So the differences in number 2 is a difference in the cinema. In Nepal, their cinema is relatively new because its first movie was released in 1964. Now the languages of the films are Nepali, Maithili, as well as Bhojpuri. Now the terms Nollywood and Kollywood are also used for their cinema. Nollywood is, the N from Nepal, and they remove the H from Hollywood and swap it in with the N. And also Kollywood, well, they take the capital of Nepal, Kathmandu, which is the home to Nepali cinema. They take the K, bump out the H in Hollywood, and replace it to make Kollywood. For Indian cinema, they're popularly known as Bollywood, although Bollywood really specifically refers to the Hindi films created in India. But majority of people that don't reside in South Asia just call Indian cinema Bollywood. But that's not the case. The B comes from Bombay, which was the capital before, till it switched to Mumbai. But they decided to keep the B because we're not gonna switch it to Mollywood. They just said, okay, keep it to Bollywood. And of course, cinema is very popular in India with like 1,600 films being produced every single year. And then from there, let's take a look at the final difference. Is a difference in their military, specifically like their military structure and size. For the Nepalese armed forces, they rank 122 in the entire world, and it consists of the Nepalese Army, the Nepalese Army Air Service, and the Nepalese Armed Police Force. So the military in Nepal isn't split up in the typical Army, Air Force, and Navy divisions. How it's divided up is that its Land Service Army makes up the majority of their entire military, and then they have their smaller Air Army Service that supports the land forces. For India, it has a massive military. It's the 4th most powerful in the entire world, and it has 3.54 million total military personnel. The Indian Armed Forces is made up of 3 different service branches: the Indian Army, the Indian Navy, as well as the Indian Air Force. So they follow the typical military structure, unlike Nepal, but I just thought that was a pretty unique difference there. That was a look at 10 differences between India and Nepal. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below. Hope you found this video not only entertaining, but also very valuable with the information that I shared in this episode. Hit me up on social media. My links are below in the video description section. Now it's time for me to get out of here, so I'm gonna leave you with a recommended episode. It's gonna be at the end screen, so tap that annotation once you see it. Until next time, guys, stay awesome, stay educated, and I'll see you soon.